Hey guys, welcome back to Real Coaching Tea. I've got Coach Steve Barella, which we've already met, and I have Coach Skyler
Malmstrom.
Malmstrom.
Yes, sir.
You throw the extra consonant in there where it doesn't belong.
It sounds good that way sometimes.
We're super late on Coach's Corner, but we decided we would throw one together late night, pre-Turkey Tussel. But we have a recap for Weber tournament. Northern Regional. We had a pretty good showing. We had 7 first place bracket winners.
Awesome.
We had 4 second place bracket winners, and then we only had 3 of the 15 brackets represented that did not place. One was an injury forfeit for the tournament right in the first 45 seconds of a match, wonky knee thing. The other one was sick wrestler showed up, wrestled their butt off against tough kids, didn't place. And then we had a first tournament ever, first year, 2-3 practices maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And
she drew tough. Four
matches.
And having to wrestle one of the best wrestlers in the state her last match.
Yeah, and she wrestled tough. She went down fighting.
Yes.
So that's part of the thing, right? Show up, compete, get better. She had fun. She left happy. She's looking forward to the next tournament, so we love that.
Yep.
You guys ended up splitting a lot of the matches. I wasn't a part of a lot of them. I had maybe 3 matches total. I had hydration testing for the varsity, and so you guys kind of did the math on all the stuff. So I'm going to let you guys kind of recap the totality of the day, and I'm going to sit back and enjoy it because I heard it, but they haven't heard it, and I wasn't there, so I can't do it. So Steve.
Yeah, so when it goes in, I think what we even said in our first podcast was we knew where we struggled,
Mm-hmm.
which I think we brought up, fighting off our back.
Yeah.
And now we know fighting off our back, we're pretty good out at it. We knew after that first tournament, first podcast, that we had to get into fighting off our back. We're learning to cut the body. There's a few things that we're getting there. And just technicalities, and no other schools are recognizing like how technical we're being. Mm-hmm. We have very limited moves that we're doing, but it's the situations inside the moves, running the half Nielsen a bunch of times, but figuring out like, are we grabbing the leg, are we posting the arm, are we pushing the head down, are we like, what are we doing here, right? So I think that's showing a lot, that the same moves we're doing over and over and over, fighting off our back for sure though.
Yeah. Well, and we had I know Bob was one of the matches, first place kid. In one of those matches, first 2 matches that he wrestled, he found himself on his back early.
Yeah.
He got caught.
Yep.
Found his way to bridge out, roll up, ends up with a reversal, and then back points of his own.
He's already in one of the hardest brackets in the state.
He did, sure. And he will every week.
Yeah.
And a third year wrestler that's wrestling advanced bracket just because he's tough. Mm-hmm. Activity. He's never stopping. I mean, if you can go 3 periods with him, you're a dude. But he was an example of a kid that found himself on his back, went through almost by the books the way you were teaching it this week or that week. Now that we're a week removed, that week he by the books the way you taught it. Found himself back in a position, built his base, worked into his reversal, and then got back points of his own before the end of the period. So I think that you can see the methodology was put to work.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And just clubbing and circling, move, fake, go. Like his chain wrestling is phenomenal. I love how he chain wrestles. He's gonna be fun to watch. I think the setups showed a lot more this week too.
Well, they were more patient with the setups.
Yeah, more patient because they were more literal before, and not applying like the drills into the match as much. Because it was you have to have this before you. It was like a rule, right? Part of the process. Now they're understanding that's not so literal. You know, if it's there, take it. You don't have to set them up quite as much. So I'm starting to see more instinctual movements. So not like, oh, coach said to do it this way. Now it's become more of an instinct. They're able to make a move off of it. Scarlett did something. My daughter did something great this week where the kid clubbed her down, and she was just like, "Oh, I'll fall with it and take that single leg."
She fired
That was instincts. I haven't taught that, but it was just something that as we teach them to chain wrestle, it's gonna come.
It comes naturally.
Skyler, you had probably half the matches. He had the other half, other than like the 3 matches I was there for.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Went great. We had all troopers out there, man. Kind of like what we were talking about, fighting off the back. We showed great discipline on that. We ran it through practice, the different drills from different holds from the bottom, and I think it definitely showed. And
well, I think spent some time working from bottom that last week too.
Yep,
and you
I was
could
gonna
really
just
see
bring that up too,
the focus on the hand control
Yes,
really
sir.
seemed to pay off this week too.
Yeah.
A lot, and then the drills that you went through with the rocket too, dude. That showed
Popping
big
up,
time this
boom,
week.
they were
Yeah, being able to
up.
pop up.
Yeah, they were popping up.
So getting that escape points now they're starting to understand why we want to escape, and then the takedown, to where a lot of the kids were just like, let's hit the switch, get our 2 points, because it seems easier and faster to get the points. While like escaping and then reshooting takes a while.
So that to that point, right? So now I'm like, hey, you have to let the ref award the one before we refire.
Yes.
So we're so eager. We're escaping, turning around, bam, firing before the ref's given the point. And so now we're getting reversals instead of the 4-point exchange. We're only getting the 2-point exchange. And so it's like pulling them off, say, hey, I love everything you did, right? But you got to let the ref award the escape point before we're refiring. Right. But I mean, the activity this last week at Weber was, oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
Like it was
awesome.
The few matches I got to both coach and then watch, coming back from hydration testing, watching some of those matches, and I'm like, those kids are eager to get after it, and they stalk their opponents. They're pushing them out of bounds. They're really wrestling. If you didn't know better, you'd think these were 3, 4, 5-year wrestlers, but all of them are first or second year with the exception of Scarlett and Bob. Yep. They're the only 2 that we have in the whole club that are outside of second year.
You wouldn't know it though.
You wouldn't know it. So the whatever that, recycling those things is paying off for the club. Lots of praise at Weber. I heard a lot of folks stopping and saying, man, your kids look good. Whatever you're doing over there, keep going, boom, fist bumps, and it was fun.
It was. That might have been the most I've ever smiled at a tournament.
I mean, they made coaching easy.
And I think my cheeks were cramping after that one, dude.
Yeah, I was smiling big.
Yeah.
There's always something that throws you off. So let's go to like maybe my wrestler of the week, which is Camden.
Oh man.
Yeah.
He killed it.
Yeah.
Bro,
he killed it.
So I didn't get to see any of them.
Yes.
You come mid tournament, you bounce over. Hey, bro, Camden's crushing these guys.
Yeah, so he was 2-0.
I said,
I think we started out 2-0. He wrestled some wrestlers maybe one wrestler who shouldn't have been in his bracket because it was his first tournament, his first competition ever. Camden, I wasn't sure what he was kind of retaining at practice because he's still a boy and played around.
But he seems so just chill at
practice.
But he's not paying attention almost. Yeah.
Yeah, but he asked so much questions too that I'm like, is he paying attention?
Yeah.
But he was, because then when it goes into the tournament and he did his first match and he won, and I'm like, whoa, here.
Well, I know he lays back a lot at practice.
At practice.
And he'll even say on some of the kids that he doesn't want to go full force, or while they're practicing, he leans back quite a bit.
Yeah. So then he goes into the match and just totally annihilates it.
Switch,
then the second one he wrestles this other kid, Daniel, who we know very well, that's wrestled another person in our group, and he beats him. Now the third match, he's winning. He's dominating 7-1. And he, first year wrestler, pulls the guy on him. Now, right? And then we're here, and then didn't know where to go, and then it's like reverse half, boom, pinned. They go raise the other kid's hand. He sees the score, and he's like, what? 7-1? Like, I thought I won. And I'm like, no, this is wrestling. Like, this is how it works. I break it down for him. Even his parents were like, whoa, 7-1. I thought we won. He got pinned. I'm like, not
That negates
wrestling.
anything.
It'll be 14-0. If they pin you, it's over. Like, it's over, it's over. So he also had the biggest learning experience. He was soul crushed.
Sure.
He was hurting. Like, whoa, I should have been undefeated. I should have taken gold. And I think everybody had a loss in that bracket, but he still took silver. I might be wrong.
I think he took gold. He was one of our 7.
No, Camden did?
Yeah, I think he took
Okay,
first.
'cause
I think
everybody
he
had
had
a
the
loss.
he had the
So he got it.
yeah.
Because
Because everybody did have a loss.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Camden, super, yeah, whoa, amazing. So I can't wait to see him.
Well, fundamentally,
At practice this week.
fundamentally, he was showing this
Everything we've
so-
taught.
Like yeah,
And
so
he
like you
listens
say,
to
you
me,
know
and
our
he
wrestlers.
listens.
You watch our wrestlers. That one looks the same as that one. As that one. As that one. And you can pick them out. You're like, yep, that kid must be a Jayhawk wrestler
Yeah,
because he's wrestling this way.
Yeah.
Right.
By now, it's not a secret.
They know what we're doing.
We single leg all of you.
Single leg, turn the corner, flip to 2, whatever we got to do.
And everybody knows the half Nelson.
Activity,
right?
activity. Yeah, everybody knows the half Nelson. They know to use their own heads to push the head down. They know. I mean, we're talking outside of, we have a couple of the kids that do some of the older practices with me,
Yeah.
and they're getting some extra stuff to double wrist roll,
Mm-hmm.
pulling it when they pop it, drop the half. A few different setups to get the half, but the half is kind of our bread and butter
Pretty
right now.
basic. Ours is.
And we're running the crap out of it, and it's a winning formula for us right now. So half Nelson, if you're not teaching it, you should be. Okay, so this week, moving into Turkey Tussel, grit.
Gobble gobble.
It's kind of on our list of things that we want to talk about is grit and grit for a 7 or 8 year old versus grit for a 40-year-old.
A big difference.
Big difference, right? So when we're talking grit at the tussle tomorrow, what are you hoping to get out of it? And then how do we maybe gauge grit with our youth wrestlers versus maybe some of our substantially older wrestlers?
So with the younger ones, it's commitment through a move, usually, is what grit is. So if they take, like, for example, your 7-year-old takes a shot, 6-year-old, the really younger group, they take that shot and then they get sprawled on.
Mm-hmm.
Grit, for that age, is commitment through the move. Either you succeed or don't succeed.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to duck walk through it. We need to move our placement to double leg maybe, or we need to drop our hand down to the heel, like something little, but commitment through it. Either you succeed or fail.
Mm-hmm.
It's uncomfortable. So teaching that, much like my daughter this year that's the exact example that I'm using.
Sure.
Is if she didn't have herself up for success to get the move, she wouldn't finish it.
Mm-hmm.
To where only halfway, she would only commit to it halfway when it was just a little bit like too heavy. They were a little bit too much on her. They sprawled too hard. And it was she had to put that, instead of 70%, she had to put that 80, 90, 100%.
Right.
And we're seeing that difference now. Like we had the goal for her to finish the move, get through the move,
Mm-hmm.
do this. And now it's showing. So that's grit for that age.
Mm-hmm.
Grit at the high school level is a little bit different because you have testosterone. Like speaking with the
Mm-hmm.
boys, it's a little bit deeper than that. There's a little more ego involved in that. So the grit comes a little bit more like from the soul, from the heart, where you gotta really push through it, and it's a little more painful.
So
And it's super important. So that's at high school, right?
It's a high-
And as
yeah,
a
so
40-year-old,
you're
that's
talking
mental.
yeah. So it's a mental
So
and
now
emotional
we
thing.
get
grit,
to
so to add on to what you're saying, specifically, you watch a wrestler, let's say they win first round. So tomorrow, right, it's a bracket tournament. So let's say hypothetically Bob, who has high expectations for himself. A wrestler like that goes in, they lose first round. They got to wrestle back in that bracket.
Right.
What, 4 matches, 5 matches, 6 matches,
And yeah,
just to get third place.
just to get third. It's actually harder to get third than it is to get first.
Yeah, you wrestle more matches for it, and
Oh, yeah.
probably sometimes better kids.
And mad ones.
Mad ones. They're all mad. They all lost, right?
Yeah.
So in that instance, just the ability to show up and win that match over match, whether you're the better wrestler or not, it becomes irrelevant at that point. Do you have the resolve to say, okay, I could have just won 4 and been a champion. Now I potentially have to wrestle 6, 7 matches to be third place and just make the podium. I think emotional grit, especially for 10 to 13-year-olds, sometimes that's the goal for us as coaches is, are we teaching them to just show back up and wrestle this match like it's a championship match, but do that 4, 5, 6 times in a row, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not always just in match grit. We're talking like tournament grit, right?
Yes, sir.
Thoughts?
Yeah, I'm having a little bit of grit.
Yeah, a little bit of grit.
With these kids back here.
Hear him in that bedroom. Hear him in that bedroom, not asleep, right?
Not asleep. We're doing the podcast. We're
Doing
about
the podcast.
about to pull these kids out right now in the middle of the podcast
Yeah.
and do some coaching stuff.
Must be excited.
I was
as it is.
Listen, man, I was gonna let it go.
I was gonna let
I
it
was
go,
like-
but now here's our blooper on the podcast. Oh.
I was gonna let it go and not have to discipline these kids on camera. Get us all locked up.
So no, super true. That's probably one of the biggest mental hurdles that they'll have growing up. That's why I like coaching wrestling. I'm a football coach at heart. That's where my heart is all the time. But when it comes to personal development, wrestling is the number one in my list of sports that's going to have personal development. So that's why I'm here.
Yeah, wrestling is king. For sure.
When it comes to like work stuff, when it's came to mental stuff and paying bills and getting over these types of things, I always refer back to my wrestling days in high school. It was always grinding, pushing. I hated it. I hated wrestling. Absolutely hated it. But I always showed up. Still always showed up. Coach cared for us. That was the most important thing. Coach Denton, Fremont, loved all his kids. Still see him every single week. Give him a hug. Love you, Coach. He's going through his own hardships as well, right? And I think why he still shows up and does all this is because of wrestling. Teaches you something. It actually pulls wires out and plugs them in where they're supposed to be.
Right.
Yep.
And my hard work came from sports. Like my work ethic came from football and wrestling.
Well, shoot, you left Weber and went to work. I mean, so if anybody wants to know, yeah, Coach says a lot of stuff. Although you coach all day, drop your daughter off at your mom's house, and then you went to work for another couple hours.
Yeah.
Take care of some personal business.
Yep.
So, I mean, I think that, if you can put 8 hours in at a tournament and then go grind out whatever daylight you have left, personal business, I think that speaks to who we are as wrestlers, right? That's grit. That's grit.
Exactly.
There are times where so you guys are much better at the content stuff than I am. And I'll tell you, man, just to remember, like, this is a cool moment, and I have a moment in my head where I'm like, this is really cool, and I'm taking it, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm supposed to share this.
Yep.
And then caption it and do the things and then tag this and that and whatever. Like, that's not my jam, right? I started Real Coaching Tee for the raw authenticity of it, so I don't want to have to go in and just edit and make it really super clean and sexy, right? So the grit for me to remember something outside of my element, like this is a moment I should capture, put a picture on, put it on social media, try and make a note of something that I want to create this into or whatever else. And those are things that are way outside of my wheelhouse. And I think that as we evolve, both as coaches and as athletes, that's part of that deal, right? Is we have to be able to suck it up and say, hey, it's 10 10:17 at night, and we're creating content because we were way behind. And this should have went out last Sunday, and I heard about it. Trust me.
Yeah. My fault.
But it should have went out last Sunday. But we had things, right? Work, family, holiday season, varsity situations. Friday when there was time to do the deal, I had taken on some varsity basketball stuff at the high school, helping with some stuff there. So there's always something, but we're getting it.
Right, we're here.
Grinding in pre-Turkey Tussel.
Yes, sir. And we love it too. I think that's a big thing. I know it's kind of hard to find the time to do it, but
yeah,
I definitely enjoy it. I'm sure you guys do enjoy it too. Sharing the knowledge and spreading the word of wrestling. You know, wrestling.
On that note, I think we're gonna have a ton of content coming out tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
I'll try and get this edited stat and put in so that we don't get beat up by the moms. But tomorrow's going to be a fun day for us. We'll have a biggest takeaway from Turkey Tussel tomorrow. Before we leave tomorrow, I promise, Turkey Tussel will have a biggest takeaway before we leave the parking lot. Deal?
Deal.
And as always, go Jayhawks.
Go Jayhawks.
Let's go Jayhawks. Sweet.
These little fuckers.